what I conceive against human conformity or human health in human anatomy is basically going against the conformity of how the physiological process of how uh, the body is supposed to give out a certain output. And within my own reviews, my own certain authenticity, I know that in ancient realities or in ancient mystic expressions of essence where they perceive reality to a different holistical forefront than how reality is perceived right now into a westernized facility, even within biology or uh, chemistry or human anatomy. Most of the athletes or most athletic people that are in any industry consume foods that are distorted and are not right for their own long form of longevity in their own process. As I'm stating that it goes through a certain binary process. That's why the digestive system has to be in a form of balance. It gives out a hydrofluoric acid, and I'm not gonna say that I did not consume hydrofluoric acids before. I used to consume cholesterol that used to infiltrate my mystique of how my body is supposed to regulate itself. It used to basically change its own base in the ion base or the acidic base or the alkaline base. So it used to give out a waxy substance that basically happens when high levels of cholesterol is consumed within the human body. It gives out a waxy substance, and then biocarbonate has to be substituted where the body is going to try to break down the enzymes on its own. It's going to try to break down the nutrients that it gets from the food on its own. And I know that fasting or fasting on saccharides, fasting on monosaccharides, polysaccharides, fasting on foods that are high in fructose where you could have that glucose exchange is very beneficial for heart health, very beneficial for a release in heart health because heart health can only be contributed once cholesterol has been released from its own form of regulation, and cholesterol can be made on the human body on its own. Cholesterol goes through a chemical nucleic reaction where the body can make that on its own. So it's only been recent where certain foods have been consumed because only ancient ancestry used to consume foods in a raw life in a form of raw living. Only certain timelines within the planet has regurgitated itself to consume food in a non-natural process. That's in the 1900s, as within the 1800s, and the recent fucking timeline that we're in right now. But even on its own melons, because I know that most may perceive melons or cucumbers or watermelons, but especially a cucumber, basically as a uh, vegetable when it's actually coming from the fruit family from melons and watermelons. And it comes from ancient Kemet. It was created in ancient Kemet, meaning created in the black land of what the Greeks call Egypt, basically. But what I consume where I can control my own metabolism for energy output. I control my own metabolism. I can consume an in-depth amount of calories, but that's when every nucleus within every atom, within every phospholipid, within every lipid, within every regulation of every atom and the way it works within the process of the human body, where I can now basically uh, control my own metabolic rate at a righteous state, and I can extract all the enzymes that I consume on a raw form of living, on a raw form of consumption. I consume the enzyme, I extract the enzymes from the natural produce, from the natural foods, and then it literally breaks down. It breaks down much more instantaneously into every cell, where every cell can regurgitate itself into a balance of homeostasis. So I was also within that form of consumption of a westernized form of living, in a form of how I should consume in this one biological entity. So I used to consume on its own an in-depth level of negative saccharides, or desaccharides, actually, negative desaccharides. So that's like consuming high levels of cholesterol that are unnatural, because even on its own, chickens were not even created from a natural produce, from a natural life. Chickens were actually genetically modified from certain animals, where it was created into basically one animal. So that's when I also knew in my own research that a chicken's not even a real animal. It was created recently in the 1600s. It is an animal that was biologically created by scientists, or people that are within the field of creating basically many other sources of foods in lifespans and life forms, as a potato too, as sweet potato, as many other starches. Many other starches were created in that way too. So, like the chicken was made from a rooster, because a rooster is not a chicken at all. I'm forgetting. I'm trying to channel this word that I'm trying to channel. This other species that it was created into one entity, a chicken. So I used to too, when I was on my journey on trying to gain hypertrophy, trying to damage uh, certain muscle groups where I could gain an intense amount of lean tissue on certain muscles, such as any ligament that's within uh, the human body. Basically, if we had to talk about calves to calves, to quads, to delts to pectorals to basically the diaphragm to the obliques, to also to the endocrine. But the endocrine is what stimulates and sends neurons. Basically, that's the process. Because like when you train resistance training, or when you go train in a resistance matter, and you damaging a certain tissue or a certain group in the musculatory system, it goes through a hyper form of damage. It goes and it breaks down protein synthesis through amino acid convention. And amino acid convention comes in the first 12 binary amino acids. It's 12 amino acids. The first amino acid is the methionine amino acid. It's the biggest amino acid. It comes in a hydrophobic state. It comes in a hydrogen atom. A hydrogen atom neutralized into a neutrino atom in a non-existent proton atom. The other amino acids can combine itself into that balance, or combine itself into that essence of triviality. So the 12 amino acids and then the 64 amino acids can be given off and be regimented off of consuming raw foods. That's why even on its own, it's a non-narrative truth that you need certain group of foods to gain amino acid exchange, to gain lean tissue, to gain lean muscle mass on your biological being. So that's the reasons why I had different dietary switches. And one thing that I truly confide in, even on its own, even if it can have genetically modified modification, or it can be genetically modified by a GMO enhancements, or it could be biologically modified, whatever technocrat communication fucking any industry gives off on how foods should be consumed, I was too in that manner of consumption. So because I used to consume those foods too and still train, but it used to give off an algorithm form of attack into a negative output. Because most foods leave you in aggression and leave you in an aggressive manner. Because I don't want to say this most inhalative. I'm just kidding. I don't want to say this in a way where it gives off and it comes out in a manner of negativity, even though it comes out of a righteous output and a righteous aspect. So basically, the animal goes through chemical attack. It goes to differential change, meaning the hormones from the animal that has just been murdered. Because an animal knows when it's about to be murdered, basically. An animal knows when it's about to be murdered because everything is living on within this planet. Everything's alive. Everything is an expression of a vibratory field. Everything comes within vibration. So as I know within my neuromelanin state, the neuromelanin that I give off is coming off as a photosynthesis state. So I'm a living source of a plant on its own. Because if you check out the skeletal system or the musculary system or the lymphatic system or the urinary system or the circulatory system, basically these systems are aligned and look like a human tree. Basically it gives all functions of a human tree. A human tree needs to go through photosynthesis as you are within your own ecosystem, or you're an eco being, not in the perpetual chain of negativity. I'm not talking about consuming in a wildlife state. I'm saying that I used to be I was very ignorant or irrational on how the human body is supposed to live in a form of longevity, because it's proven through many other articles that you can actually go against the narrative of what's been written, because also it's very true that there is an anti-aging cell within the human body. There's an anti-aging cell that works within the human body. And in terms of how it works within a male specimen is supposed to keep the seminal fluid because it has and gives off a certain form of potassium, magnesium, manganese, and iron, and it has to flow between every cell where it gives off iron phosphide and flows between the cells between every blood flow, basically every blood flow that's within the human body, basically. But the living foods are needed because, um, as said, proven through many other articles and many other people that go on a diet such as this. That's why I prefer going on it. It's not even a diet, actually. I can't even call shit a diet because it's just empty space. It doesn't exist. Empty space, it doesn't exist. It's empty matter. But I used to on my side, and I knew that and I have images. Basically, I have images of myself in this avatar when I started training, because when I started training like 5 years ago, in terms of like training muscle hypertrophy, muscle hypertension, trying to gain muscle. So I've been training for quite a while. I've been training for quite a while, for like 5 years, which 5 years don't even exist on its own too. But I've been training for 5 years, and what I notice every time I go through a dietary split or a dietary change, uh, there's certain changes that my whole being goes through. So, like as I'm stating, I have images, and I have images before when I started training, and now nothing actually has theoretically changed. Nothing in my physiology has changed. I have an image right now of how I look like when I started training to right now, in terms of my frontline cranial, in terms of my hypodermis, epidermis, in terms of my organ, in terms of the largest organ within the human body. So I didn't even actually at all uh, change physiologically within how I look like within my skin texture. So that is also proof why I know that starting to eat a raw living life, and I know it comes with a certain willpower, but it doesn't. Most are addicted to chemicals. They addicted to the chemical output of what the food gives off. It's not the food. The food don't exist. The only food that is actually real on this fucking planet is actually fruits, vegetables. That's and seeds and nuts. That's the only foods that fucking exist. The other foods have never existed. It's only been recently created genetically. That's why I'm even saying most of the bodybuilders look fucking terrible. They have gynecomastia. They have uh, female breasts that have high levels of estrogen. Even though everything is coming through a warfare, because estrogen can be also infiltrated when you drink throughout a plastic bottle. So I'm not going to say I don't do that. I drink estrogen too, but I have levels of balance within testosterone, estrogen, and testosterone. So I have depletion of estrogen, because estrogen is not right for a human body in a male essence or a male specimen. But I too, and what I know is, I also noticed that like eating fruits give you, I can't even call this cleansing, in terms of like cleansing your cells and things of that manner. I can't call it cleansing, because food is just there for an energy output. It's there for an energy resource. It's there for an energy conservative that has to be exchanged between RNA and DEA through RNA nucleus, through the ribonuric acids, and through the etheric acids, etheric nucleic acids, yeah. And it has to give up off mitochondrial input. Mitochondria has to be exchanged between the cells. And when you train high levels of resistance training, there's this other acid that comes off of the human body. There's this other acid basically that comes off of the human body when once intense resistance training has been done. So it's very, 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 very conservative that I just like produce more authenticity within self. But when I say produce authenticity, go against the grain of what's natural and what has been produced or been told on the planet in the first manner of my own field, where I could speak out science proven facts I can speak out proven facts out of my own field, basically. Proven facts, food, proven facts. The other stuff are true too, but it has no, it has no, it has no substance to your experience when you are trying to express yourself in an experience. It's there as it's always been there since millennia, since millennia, since the ancients. But as I'm saying, the ancients, literally, they were naturally athletic. They were naturally physically at their best in strength. They were naturally very in tune with, as I've now channel that word that I was looking for, chlorophyll. See, chlorophyll goes through a photosynthesis exputation, yeah, photosynthesis chlorophyll. So I should consume like a plant if I have the same cell as a plant in terms of chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is a cell that a neuromyelinated being has within the cellular process. So if I have chlorophyll within my being, I should consume like a plant and consume photon rays, radiative energy, and consume what's already been cooked on the planet, because it's true, you can say that it's raw foods, but the shit has been cooked already. Shit has been cooked already. What cooks it is the photon rays, it's the radiative particles, it's the certain forms of the certain one huge ass atom that gives off these life-giving foods. So the shit's already fucking cooked to its max, basically. And it comes between different seasons, but the shit's fucking cooked already, bro. Nothing can be more cooked than something literally being seeded out, put it within seeds, you seed it out, you put the seeds under the ground, you ferment it, you grow it, you water it, you look after the tree or many other trees, because one thing that I noticed in my geomagnetic space, there isn't many other fucking fruit trees. Because one thing that I would literally vanity want to experience is to consume other fruits that are not available. I've never seen fucking passion fruit. I've never seen soursop. I've never seen soursop, passion fruit. I've never seen even a yellow watermelon, the original watermelon. I've also never seen grapefruit, dragon fruit. Yeah, nah, grapefruit I've seen it. That's recently created. Grapefruit has just been created. I haven't seen dragon fruit basically. See, dragon fruit. I haven't seen dragon fruit. I haven't seen certain other fruits that are available in other geomagnetic locations, but it's understandable because they are within a tropical state. There's tropical energies, or there is water as it goes through its own photosynthesis, exputation, and exchange, basically, where it's understandable a fucking passion fruit or coconut can only grow from the highest consumption of photon rays. But as I'm stating on my journey in terms of lifting double my body weight, because I can lift double my body weight on a raw form of consumption. Double your body weight means where you can go on a decline bench press. You can decline bench press, basically double your weight. Basically, if I have to say it in a kilogram state or in a pound state, a bench press is basically 20, 20, 40, 40, 40, 40. That is basically 80 kilos. That's double my body weight, because my body weight right now is like 72, and then my decline press is like 100. So I can decline 100, basically 50-50 on one side equals 100. So I can decline basically on a raw diet double the amount of a natural athlete can uh basically decline or bench press, and I don't take any I would never anyways because like I'm stating creatine, testosterone boosters, very other, very other various um, forms of consuming it to needle injection, various other forms of testosterone enhancements, steroid enhancements. I never thought that was actually very health conservative. I never wanted to do that. And the people that usually take that have bad acne. I state and I say again that I have images of proof that when I was in this manner of physical expression, I still theologically looked the same. The only difference is that I was pharmaceutically intoxicated and I was drugged in a pharmaceutical state by the drug administration industry, basically. So that's the only reason why my certain images previously have had forms of bloatation, where my face looks fucking bloated, uh, my diaphragm looks fucking huge, or my stomach looks. It's not natural. It's not natural. That was not natural at all. Basically, that was not. There was nothing natural about that. So I always knew that not even mental health can save you. Mental health can't save you. Uh, Not even real health can save you. Cognitive balance can save you. That's what really can save you. Cognitive balance. So it's very easy. I can do double my body weight. And if I have to switch to calisthenics too, I just have to adapt to the stretches. Because that's also what I want to do calisthenics. So if I were to do calisthenics, I had to adopt certain stretches, adopt certain regimens in training for calisthenics. But resistance training has to be done confinedly in the right state for hypertrophy gains or gains through hypertension through hypertrophy. And I've been fasting basically every single instance in a day or one day out of a week. Basically, I'll fast on only hydration because only certain fruits in certain seasons can come off in a certain hydrifying state. So I would fast basically on one food, monofasting. That's the real terminology of what monofasting is. Monofasting basically means when you are literally cleansing out the body, not destroying the body. So I'm stating it comes in acids, bases, and ions. So the food that I used to consume, it chose the acidic state in the acidic base. So it chose that form of a way of conspiring itself into a state. And I'm basically freestyling. Basically, I'm freestyle channeling. That's what I'm doing. I'm channeling. I'm freestyle channeling. That's what I do. This is my freestyle. This is how I rap basically. I don't rap at all, but I'm channeling. Meaning I'm channeling basically through a web cloud. Certain words that come within the atmosphere. Channel it, decipher it, emphasize on it, and elaborate on it. So I'm literally freestyle communicating on my own due diligence that I had done on human anatomy. So even within my own channel, I'm not gonna describe on my channel what it's about. Nah, I'm not gonna do that. Channel and my own authenticity and how I communicate will give off its own expression. But like what I'm about to do in terms of that, I'm about to also have like some workout videos and some not calisthenic videos yet, but some uh, workout videos in terms of how I gain hypertrophy and muscle uh, retention on certain groups of muscle, basically, on only consuming raw foods that are fast digestible. So I'm gonna have like my decline bench press, how I do my decline bench press, how I do my incline. Even my incline is like 60 kilos. 60 kilos. Um, and I'm sure even what I can say right now, even most in any industry, any athletic industry, they would be like, nuts are very caloric. Nuts are very high in calories. Don't consume nuts because nuts are very restrictive in calories. It has high calories in it. I consume like 5,000 nuts and I still maintain every uh, form of expression of how I want my whole body to look like because it is to homeostasis. So I don't consume walnuts because, as I'm stating, this geomagnetic space, everything is subsidized, everything is there for consumption. So, and even as myself as raw vegan, if I have to state, but I'd rather say that I just eat living foods. I don't soak my nuts. I don't soak my nuts at all. I just eat the nuts as how I'm supposed to eat it. Eat the nuts the way you're supposed to eat it. That's how I eat my nuts. I don't soak my nuts. I don't have no fucking. I broke my blender. I'm gonna have to be honest, cause I'm being honest. I broke my blender, so I can't even say anything. I broke my blender. I uh broke my blender. Yeah. I don't soak my nuts. I only use the blender one and all. I broke my blender, so like most think that you need a blender. Nah, the food's fucking cooked. Just get the fucking fruit, basically, all the vegetable. Even within the vegetable on its own, it's very high in antioxidants, anti-inflammatories. It's very high in promoting gut health, promoting heart health, and promoting balance in your gut microbiome. So I consume even on its own spinach raw, kale raw. I don't can't do a kale fucking smoothie, but I still consume that fucking kale raw because I'm just like that, right? So this is why I say I prefer consuming raw living foods, and I say I came from many dietary ways of consumption. So I used to consume certain different forms of diet. I used to consume that natural diet that I